The time will come, he hopes, I'm sure, where he gets tagged and he's going to have to start again and face the challenges all midfielders face once they step up a notch.
And just that kick there from Talia, it's the release valve that they give the opposition consistently, the Bulldogs. We saw Markovic, as Murphy goes for the ball there early in this quarter, turn the ball over that really did effectively end their run.
I think the Cats are looking for the siren at this stage.
I think the Dogs know it's gone too. Dixon.
One thing Chris Scott will look at the contested possessions and clearances after the game. He won't be too happy with what he sees.
Jean bounced it to Addison. Made that work. Boyd inboard. Murphy, the 1-2. Little step was nice from Griffin. Wallace, another possession. Wanted Griffin back again. Didn't want to blaze away.
Oh.
Made it tough for Smith, but he was equal to it. Just a required 15. Crowd thought it was another 13-metre pass.
Boyd's got up to 44 disposals now.
Easton Wood.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tom Campbell too, Jared. He's another guy that needs to get the skates on and the runners on in the pre-season.
Howard.
We know he's tall, but his inability to do the secondary and third lead on a defender such as Lonigan and Harry Taylor. Now, I know maybe his best position may be that second follower, but if he's going to play forward, you've got to keep presenting.
Get the work rate up.
One of his best games yet. Christian Howard as well has kicked a goal.
27 touches.
As we said, a pick 15, so they have invested a bit in him, and he swings that back beautifully. Squeeze that in. He's got a couple, and time's probably going to beat them here. 23 points, 3 minutes, but they're going to walk away with a lot of respect back.
This second half's been terrific, and I think that's what the Bulldog supporters have been waiting for the last 9 or 10 weeks. There's just that consistency effort. We talked about it pre-game, just you've got to work through situations. If it's not working for you, and it wasn't in the first half, and I think that's what Brendan McCartney and the coaching staff, and more important, the players, will get out of this game, regardless of the win-loss, is the fact that we're playing against a very good team. We've won the contested possessions by 30, 147 to 117, and we've smacked last year's premiers in the clearances 40 to 22. They're the positives they need to take out of this game going into the next year.
And they might win both the last 2 quarters. The knockdown to Kearney just wasn't clean enough there. Griffin shoots the handball wide to Dixon. Tries to shrug a tackle, goes back to Higgins. Puts it up high, top of the square. Taylor, front spot, just palm that down. Enright, Hunt.
They still haven't got that natural forward, though, that they've got to find. I mean, I'd love to see Liam Jones back in the side. I think he is just a genuine natural forward, but you try and turn Ruckman into forwards. Harry Taylor read that much better than anybody else, and you get even a young forward. They know when the ball's coming.
Walker plays on. He's got Hawkins. Hawkins should gobble this up. He's in position A. That was a mark. He marked that roughhead.
He actually did mark it, but did he give him a clip at the same time or before the ball?
50 for abuse against Picken. So this will be number 4 for the afternoon for Hawkins. Well, and he's still a chance to win the Coleman.
Yeah, it's ended up being a great result in the end. And I think Roughhead would love that 10 seconds back of spectating the ball.
Hawkins has 4. They've still got 2 minutes and 20 to add another.
Yeah, Roughhead was just spectating the ball. This is here the umpire talking to Roughhead. Said it was head high. Have a look, he's going with the flight of the ball. Hawkins assessing the situation. Eyes off the ball. No. Free kick. Yeah, in the letter of the law, he did mark it, but he's actually made contact with his head before he's marked the ball. So very good decision there from the umpire. He's tried to claim it as all defenders would.
One, yeah, it's a good claim, but
by default, that's probably a mark.
No, he's hit the head before the marked one. So he's actually clipped Hawkins'
Do you think
head.
he hit his head first?
Yeah,
he got all ball.
Yeah, he hit his head first, and the ball hit the top of his fist, and then the secondary mark. I normally stick up for the defenders, but not on that occasion.
Gee, I've seen plenty of people take a mark before and clip a head on the way through.
Yeah, but most of them have got their eyes on the ball.
Doesn't matter if you only get ball first. If you get head first, different story. Corey on the bench. See what he gets first. What's he get first here? Does he get head or ball first?
Simultaneously.
I reckon if you get ball first, that's a mark. Kearney back.
It was a nice little ear massage anyway.
It was on the way through. Boyd. Jong. The bottom line is the Cats are still in line for a 5th or 6th placed finish heading into the finals.
Kearney's form's been terrific.
It's the biggest plus for mine for the Bulldogs. But, I mean, this is a pretty good performance by the Dogs, and they may squeeze another goal here. No, they won't.
Well,
but Cooney is the big issue, because if they're going to go up the ladder rapidly, they need him firing. 81% has been his disposals. He's had 28 possessions. It's probably his best game for the year by a fair way, I'd say, Spud.
No, it is, and that's the key to Cooney when he is on fire. He's one midfielder that hurts the opposition by foot.
I think what we saw at the start of the year was Cooney struggling, and then he put his own limitations, basically saying that the knee essentially is poor.
The umpire's gone down.
Chris Cameron's playing the free kick on the way down.
It's good umpiring.
Yeah, it's good umpiring. And I think
that's called an ankle tap.
Was it Motlop that ran into the umpire?
Walker.
I think it was Motlop.
Bit of an argument between the umpire and the players.
No, that's good umpiring too.
Steve Johnson to Hunt, who can have the last save. Josh Hunt to have the last save of the afternoon. Here's the free. Here's the ump going down.
Yeah, Mitch Duncan it was.
Duncan. And it's still good enough to blow the whistle whilst on his backside, umpire Chris Camelins.
And it was good umpiring after that, Dwayne. When he did get up, he just told Podsy Adley to cool his jets. There's a minute to go. The last thing anyone would need was getting reported.
Is the umpire allowed to tell you how long left?
Well, I think it was good he diffused the situation.
I'm not sure you're allowed to do that. Umpire tell the player there's only a minute left. Hunt, in the meantime, drives it home, and they'll win by over 30, the Cats.
Well, I don't think he said a minute. He said there's not long to go.
Right, okay.
He never definitively said how long, as in a minute. He said there's not long to go, guys. And I think he diffused the situation beautifully. That's a clever kick there from Stevie J. And you can see that the kicking effectiveness is a key stat in football now. It's probably just about the #1 stat, because they've gone at 78% Geelong, 64% the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs have really won the contested ball.
So Varco, one of the stories of the afternoon. First game for 2012. Had to be subbed out of the game early, but it's not a recurrence of his stress fracture of his foot. It's just a slight knee problem. They took him off precautionary, so he should be okay for next week. I'll get Scarlett back. I'll get Joel Selwood back. It wasn't a win for the ages, but they ticked the box that needed to be ticked, the Cats. 34-point victory. They've now won 35. They're past 36 games here. Steve Johnson tries to wobble one home, and if it bounces through for a behind without being touched, it would count. He has a laugh. No addition to the score. 34 points, the final margin. 16-11. 107 to 11-7, 73.